Yay!
You started it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's okay. We're here now. We're doing a very non-controversial topic.
Yeah, just a normal topic.
Mm-hmm. It's called the election.
American elections.
Yeah. So, what we kind of thought about initially, it might change though, is to just go through each candidate and try to see
Assess the damage.
assess the damage that might occur on the 5th of November. So we just thought we might start with Trump because as of right now, I mean at least yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago from now, the podcast with Joe Rogan and Trump came out. So naturally that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So we thought we might cover that one first. So we both watched it. It's a 3-hour long podcast. It took a while.
Took 3 hours of our life to watch that.
Yeah, but you made food. Hopefully you didn't listen to it in one sitting, just vacantly. That's at least what I did in the end. So yeah, I got some information with me at that point, but we'll see how much we remember. So
yeah,
they talked a lot about his
I mean,
lifetime.
one of the reasons he came to the podcast is, you know why?
Because he got... No, he had like multiple...
UFC, Dana White.
Oh, Dana White convinced him?
Joe Rogan, Dana White are buddies, and Dana White is obviously freaking the guy right hand of Trump, so...
Yeah, because in the podcast, Joe Rogan said that he...
He is the reason you are here. Literally, he told her.
Yeah, but he also said that when he got shot, Trump, obviously...
Yeah.
When he got shot, he wanted to have him on at some point, but he didn't know when.
Yeah, he said the timing and stuff. Yeah, but it's a good timing still, right? Like
yeah, right now is a good timing.
26 million, like he's still probably now 30 million views. I don't know, in just 2 days or less than 2 days. I don't know. He's fucking nuts. And then Joe Rogan is also saying he's.
And that's just YouTube, right?
Yeah, just YouTube. Yeah, I mean Spotify will be like 40, 50, 60 million. Who knows? And then Apple, there's like fucking another world of people.
TikTok clips, probably.
Yeah.
Bunch of them.
How many fucking clips would I would have made out of this? That's not even the clips if you see JRE clips channel. Trump's videos are all freaking millions of views.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just the tiny clips.
Yeah.
15-minute clips. It was a lot. It was one of the longer ones that I've seen, actually. 3 hours he doesn't usually approach, right?
No, he does almost always 3 hours.
Okay.
Almost always.
Yeah, because Trump ended the conversation. He wanted to do another one.
Yeah, I think that's because they would have asked probably him, Jerry, like always, like 3 hours plus or minus 10 minutes, he will start wrapping up all the time. So, how much time he will allocate, right? Trump should allocate it probably 3 hours, right? So,
yeah, make it equal kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he really wanted to come back again, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be cool if they did... with either president,
whoever
wins, to come back to it, like I mentioned.
Report after a year, like, this is what I told, this is what I did.
Have you managed to, like, he's a auditing teacher, checking if he kept his promises, so that they don't lie.
So Dana White convinced him, kind of, to bring him over. So that's something. And what else? What else happened? I mean, also the pressure, right? He was in Experiment, he was in Flagrant, he was in Theo 1.
Yeah.
Trump was literally covering everybody except the king. And then finally he
managed to get to the top.
Yeah.
But he's talked to him before.
I mean, I felt it was fair when Joe Rogan said like he would love to also have Kamala Harris as well. So
yeah, obviously, so they can talk.
That would be really interesting. She should definitely come in. Like 30 million views in just one platform. Then like the reach is... That's what Joe Rogan alone is bigger than all media in USA and all media in 93 countries. What the fuck?
His bald man that likes to shoot deer.
Yeah, meat eater, cage fighting commentator, comedian. Now he's like hosting presidential candidates, and probably one day will be debates will happening in this place.
Yeah, because it's the only place where you can get something kind of neutral.
And long form conversation.
Long form and neutral.
The point is, right, let you talk. You be the best version of yourself. That's the one thing I learned from that though. Like, whoever we bring, at least next time I have to learn that let them talk, let them represent themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like in a best way. That's like the most humblest way for you to shut the fuck up and listen, you know.
Yeah,
You
but
become a
just
better listener. Yeah.
if you can manage that somehow. But yeah, definitely for our guests, we let them speak a little bit more
Yeah.
about their situation, guide them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to the Trump thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What else to
oh yeah,
Yeah.
just about the neutrality. I think it's a good idea because I don't think Rogan is that super political with his views. He kind of just has certain values, and whichever party is most close to those values, he goes
mostly
for.
centrist, right?
Yeah, center. Like most people are, they're just
Yeah.
center. Like I don't know if you've taken the test like everyone
No,
else.
I don't have to.
Me neither.
I mean, I'm from fucking India. I don't need that to yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
that's
mean,
a good way to
everywhere
check
is a
it.
two-party system, right? House in Norway, in India is a two-party. My
Yeah,
state
there's
is
quite a
two-party. Same thing. Either this party will be there once or twice, and then that party will come. Same thing. You?
Yeah, there's quite a lot. There's not a two-party system in Norway, so that's not an issue.
Oh, really?
No,
Wow.
I don't know too much about it. So
Okay. And we are
moving on.
talking about USA.
Yeah,
Okay.
it matters more apparently.
Yeah. I mean, why it matters is because it's like the number one economy also, and whatever happens there has a worldwide impact as well. So
Yeah, if they decide on certain policies, then they'll probably start coming in other countries. Like if, for example, if USA closes all borders to immigration or something, then it's not surprising if we see the same in Ireland or England or something.
Yeah.
So it definitely has
I
impact.
mean, did they talk anything about legal immigration? Because the legal one is so hard,
Yeah.
fucking, it's so hard and broken it seems, but the illegal is like, you know the
Yeah.
scariest thing, right? The illegal immigration, they are all giving them citizenship, all the money, all the food stamps, and then putting them in swing states, and then the ability to vote.
Oh.
It's fucking nuts though.
Yeah, because of course, okay, that would make sense if my objective was to win an election and all morals were out the window, because an election is by the people for the people, right? That's what it should be. But if you just want to win and you don't really give a shit about the people because you can't convince the people, then of course I would do that. If I just like objectively speaking, you would bring in people under your presidency and then give them the right to vote because they don't have that yet. Give them all the benefits so they think that you're the good guy.
Yeah.
And then bring them in vast quantities so they actually have some say to some degree. Then, yeah, that's a solid strategy. But if you manage to do that...
I mean, they also said like there are almost 15,000, 20,000 convicted criminals who would just enter the country with no...
Oh, like convicted in a different country and then came to US. Okay, I see.
Illegally, like rapists, criminals, murderers, like all those people, gangs.
God.
I mean, they already started taking over Colorado, Arizona.
Yeah, I saw that apartment complex. I don't remember the name.
Oh, God.
They just took over the apartment and started ransoming money from the tenants.
Wow.
Taking money from whoever lived there.
From now on, I will landlord. Oh my God.
What's your protest? No, you're not. And then he pumps a shotgun. Okay, I can agree. Actually, we can negotiate.
Yeah.
But do you negotiate the rent? Do you sign a contract?
Yeah, you sign a contract. Like some Venezuelan, like Portuguese language contract completely.
I mean, it's not far from what we're doing.
Yeah.
With our contracts, we don't speak the language most of the time.
I mean, living in a foreign country, everybody's in their language, so yeah.
You just have to translate it before you sign. Hopefully before you sign.
You still cannot change anything. You just
that's true. What are you gonna argue about exactly?
This is what I'm signing up for. You're being informed. That's all. It's like nobody has a chance to change these things.
Yeah, you can argue with it. I mean, actually, I managed to talk down my rent, so it's possible.
How much did you reduce?
$250.
Oh, really? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed, Christian. I thought you were
Thank you.
Like, pay me 3,000. I paid $3,250.
But anywho, yeah, the loss of apartment complex, and also the Chinese immigrants across the border and things like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean they can say it doesn't happen, but when there's video evidence of it happening, you can't really say much against it. When you say it's closed off, and then you see people walking through.
That's one thing, right? Like the illegal immigration and stuff, and then the next big thing is like the food system, right? Broken food supply, pharmaceutical.
Yeah, and how we wanted to include, the J. Kennedy, right?
Yeah, RFK Jr. Yeah. And then Trump is like signing up with him to figure out the food and pharma related.
Yeah, but he also mentioned he didn't want RFK Jr. to be with oil and energy and environment. He wanted only him to do food stuff.
I mean, he not say environment, but I mean fossil fuels. Trump likes it.
Yeah, he wanted to keep fossil fuels.
Interesting, right? He was saying, Trump was saying, you will make so much money selling oil to the rest of the world. You know, like nobody would think US will be exporting oil, right?
Why not?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
yeah, but it's like the place of Standard Oil, right? That's where things start. I
mean, the dollar is the thing that they compare prices with and change prices, dollar per barrel, right? That's
yeah.
But still, Middle East nobody would think like US is the one freaking supplying oil. I mean, currently not, but Trump is saying that's what he intends
wants to do. Yeah, and also I guess that kind of just shows how bad it's gotten when they have the resources to supply their own country with it, but still they just buy it from abroad.
Yeah, something like that, and then still not able to sell even though they have enough of it to make good money out of it. Yeah, this was something new. But yeah, so coming back to RFK, right? Like yeah, so just keep him away from that one thing and then put him into food industry, vaccination, fucking pharma industry.
I mean, that's a good idea though, because then he focuses on one thing anyway, environment and
that's
health.
Big enough.
Yeah, it's big enough.
That's
health, generally.
Food.
Health. It's a big thing, right? It's a huge topic.
I mean, you have to eat 3 times a day and fucking tablets like life-saving.
Yeah, and it's quite bad right now. I mean, we just looked at the quick stats, I guess, for high fructose corn syrup, which is a controversial thing. Yeah. I think most people have heard about.
It's controversial or like is it? Like
it's controversial because it needs to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's accepted at this point. It's I know it is there, but I still eat it.
I kind of still need to eat.
I mean, that's the point, right? It's addictive, right?
Yeah, it's addictive. So, just the prevalence of it, we just looked at. It wasn't even intentional to look up that, but it went from, in 1970, less than 1% of all sweeteners that have calories is high fructose corn syrup. And now, in 2000... 90%, 50 to 90%, 50 to 90%. So that's the range. So now you cannot avoid it barely, almost. And the problem with high fructose corn syrup, at least from what we know about it in our brief research.
Yeah, brief medical, 3 years of studying medicine, kind of.
I mean, we know that fructose kind of goes through a similar route that glucose does, but it also has multiple other pathways as well. So glucose is kind of regulated through its first glucose 6-phosphate or something.
Yeah, insulin, like pretty much.
Yeah, but it's regulated by the initial enzyme that puts the first phosphate group on the glucose. As fructose, phosphofructokinase 1, I think is the name. That's the first one. That one is not as regulated, and it also has multiple other pathways, right? So fructose can be converted into fat
which
very
is
quickly.
We should be worrying about.
Exactly, and it's very quickly converted to fat, right? Aldolase B was the one we figured out. There's also more, but they have too long names, so most people don't really care.
So why do you think fructose is bad? Like the reason that we found out was you feel full, right, after eating food. Like
that's one of the bad reasons too.
You are like, okay, my hunger is quenched and then it's time to stop, right? But what fructose does is fructose based high fructose corn syrup and other stuff that they synthetically make, ultra processed stuff that are similar to fructose, is basically prevents you from quenching your hunger, and then it makes you swallow more food. I mean, and they are saying like how they learned and came to that conclusion is basically seeing how bears and animals that hibernate in winter in the forest basically starts eating too much berries in the summer and fall so that it has enough fat for the winter to survive and thrive. So basically, like, the scientists have figured out that, and they start putting this shit in ketchup, salad, freaking everywhere. Now it's close to 90% in all food in USA, it seems.
Which
so
was
it's
weird.
And IQ drops, fucking ADHD, violence,
Increase.
so many things, right?
Yeah, and like thinking of our education, I can kind of see how it leads to decrease in satiety, right? Because what do we know about fat and fat cells, right? Because what it does, it converts fructose into glycerol. That's the end product of that pathway. And glycerol is the backbone and like the basis of making more triglycerides, which is the storage unit of fat. Which means you're producing more fat if you have fructose because you have the base component available readily. So you only need to attach the fat acids. So you store more fat, which means you make more fat cells, and fat cells are responsible for producing what? The satiety hormone called
adiponectin, lectin.
And not adiponectin, that would help. The other one was
leptin.
Yeah, leptin, right?
Leptin?
Yeah, we'll see. So
leptin.
Yeah, leptin hormone.
I always confuse adiponectin or leptin.
Lectin is like a protein, I think. No, not a protein. Well, it's a fiber that you can't break down or something. Satiety hormone. Leptin, just to confirm that, so we don't get it wrong.
Yeah, leptin and adiponectin, which is the good one?
Adiponectin is the one that gets activated when you exercise and it decreases insulin resistance. Leptin is the satiety hormone, but you can also get a resistance to that, right? Like any hormone, right? You can get a resistance to it if you overproduce it.
Yeah.
So that would lead to you require more leptin to feel full, so you don't feel as full when you have eaten, right?
Yeah, and then you can overeat, and that continues.
And then what more did we learn, right? Oh God, this is a pathway back in pathophysiology. Okay, so in the conversion of fat into triglycerides, it's also responsible for, I've forgotten the specific thing, but it's also responsible for insulin resistance. So when you have more fat, you also increase insulin resistance to some degree.
So more glucose in the blood, and then diabetes, basically.
Yeah, so you get higher insulin resistance from this, and then you develop diabetes, right?
And all the
storage
of like LDL stuff in the heart, and
yeah, that might happen too.
Yeah.
So you might increase your chance of cardiac.
Because in the Outlive book, right, once again, half of the stuff is like the cholesterol, triglycerides, all these things in
that's
the
due to like
arteries and the stuff. Valves and stuff, they start accumulating. That's when the problem starts, and then that leads to like a slow death, basically. Yeah,
because it's slow, but there's like a sudden finale if you think about it.
Slow but suddenly acute death.
Yeah, I don't know. It takes years, but
yeah.
I mean, they looked at it. It was people when they were like 16. It will start accumulating, right?
Yeah.
And then across 30 years, you'll get it enough to where it doesn't go as much anymore, and then you have the stroke. So you can stop it very early if you know the screening techniques. I guess.
Also, not only screening and good diet, reducing sugar. For example, I am addicted to sugar, at least in my case. So I've just promised him and my girlfriend that I'll continue to stop.
And you still have committed to it.
Yeah, for 3 weeks or so. 30 years of abuse to my body is been all 3 years.
Yeah.
Even though I relapsed once with that rose milk syrup.
Yeah, the rose milk syrup. That was tasty though. But
that's how it starts.
It is a relapse.
Yeah.
But you abstain from things like cotton candy when you walk past it.
Bounty, pastries, donuts, oh god, croissants. So food supply is fucked in USA. So that's something RFK wants to solve, and Trump is willing to help him, it seems. And the pharma industry, basically the vaccines, the regulations, and then the keeping the pharma companies a bit accountable and stuff, right? So
Yeah,
it's
and he
also
talked about like the advertisement of drugs, right, to
Mhm.
other countries. I don't know. They didn't develop that idea at all, but maybe they'll do something about that too.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's another world, right?
It's a
Like,
big world,
yeah.
yeah. So the food, yeah, definitely the food, and then the immigration, and then food, and then
Mm,
he talked a lot about himself as well,
obviously, yeah.
and Joe Rogan.
Try to steer him back every single time. And
Yeah.
election fraud and stuff. That
Yeah,
was
election fraud. Like, what
mailing
are the
ballot.
weaknesses?
Yeah.
Because it was a mailing ballot, right? And
Yeah,
not a
Elon was saying
physical.
that yeah, that's the only way to. I mean, paper ballots is the only way to save the election or something.
Yeah,
kinda.
make it legitimate to some degree.
I mean, I'm very surprised that they did not talk so much about all the lawsuits though, and the shooter. They did not talk about the shooter.
Yeah, they only mentioned it when he got the scar in his ear. He wanted
yeah,
to show
me
it.
the scar, Trump.
It was like barely anything.
Yeah, it's like it's still all the.
Was it
pieces-
fake?
Yeah.
He had a pack of ketchup back there. No one noticed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking at the pathway here. Because it's a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, like, so in meanwhile, while he's looking at it, yeah. So the good thing was he was also willing to listen to Kamala as we discussed earlier. So that's like balances the case, I guess, to hear from both sides, I guess, both the parties, and see what they are gonna do about some of these things. So, like, I mean, the ones that we were very much interested is the food one, the healthcare one, because those are things that could also affect the rest of the world. And they also say, like, in USA there are like 10,000 chemicals they use in the food products. In Europe it's just 400. First they have to show it's safe, and only then they are allowed to use. In USA they first use it, then people start dying,
And then they fix it.
then the glyphosate in the food system, microplastics, all those things also were slightly discussed. I mean, there are so many things to talk about that one. And then regenerative agriculture, that's also something they discuss a little bit.
In what way regenerative?
I mean, that's like a very organic way where it's like a free range farm where the
Yeah, but doing that on
animals
a large scale is
is
difficult.
so hard.
It's
Yeah,
better
that's
for
what-
like individuals to do, you know?
yeah, and like a small society kind of a
Yeah.
thing, gated communities can try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff like that. At least the ones who can afford. And then he was talking about the things, right? The tariffs and stuff. You remember he was talking about smartphones.
Yeah. And then how to encourage local business or American business at least, which I think is a good idea, not just for US but for most countries, because it's better to not rely on everyone else. Because
Yeah.
I mean, the globalism idea is not helping as much.
I mean, it became
People are leaving
bad.
it. Yeah.
I mean, it became over reliance on completely outsourced stuff, right? Everything's outsourced, and that's when you fucking lose.
Yeah, when you're buying a pack of gum, it was like made in South America, packaged in packaged in
Mexico.
China
Yeah,
or
Mexico.
China or
Yeah.
some other side of the country, and then was sent to Australia to label it, and then it was sent to to
Yeah.
America to actually sell the thing.
And they were talking about bringing chip manufacturers back to USA, banning
And
Chinese car manufacturers, indirectly saying it's China. They're increasing their tariffs so that they won't let them sell even a single car. That was something that they were talking about. And Joe Rogan wanted a smartphone that is guilt free, one that is not made by slaves in freaking Africa, children and people tortured to work in cobalt mines and stuff, trying to source lithium and stuff, and source parts from USA and assembled in USA so that you feel less guilty about those things. So yeah, those are some of the things that I remember. And I kind of like the technology part of things, so yeah, I like those things. So yeah, good stuff. Anything else?
Yeah, it was a good podcast, I think.
Yeah.
No, I just looked at the pathway. It seems to be mostly associated with tumor necrotic factor alpha. The inflammatory.
Oh, okay.
And it just seems to so
But when
free
is
fatty
it
acids.
produced though? Like when will it?
Okay, so
what
tumor
is it
necrotic
produced?
factor, because fat, free fatty acids in the bloodstream is slightly inflammatory inducing.
Oh, okay.
So it will cause the release of tumor necrotic factor alpha, which will then inhibit the storage of fat.
And the vascular system to open up and then fluid.
Yeah, that too. So
that's when Peter, you are saying that it starts accumulating, like starts accumulating the crevices and then starts.
Yeah, because of the turbulent flow or what?
Just because the high density or low density cholesterol couldn't escape, and the good cholesterol, which is the one low density.
High density.
Is the good one?
Yeah.
So that one is something that could be broken down, it seems, actually. That could be broken down by some protein or something, which I forgot about it. But the low density gets only accumulated and it cannot be.
Yeah, and it's a higher likelihood of getting stuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to ask about. Yeah.
Yeah, so just tumor necrotic factor alpha just decreases the amount of fat stored, so it can stay in one place, and then it also, because it turns off the enzyme responsible for converting or putting fat acids onto the backbone or fat, and then you get more inflammation in your body and things like that, and oxidative stress.
Yeah, mitochondrial damage and all those things, right?
Yeah, so that's how it seems to be on a very surface level. Just a little bit more details.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons for lethargy, no energy, lack of energy, and sleeping.
And then diabetes, because your cell doesn't absorb anything at this point, right?
Yeah.
Can't take up the sugar again. Needs more insulin to work.
He was talking about him going to McDonald's and stuff.
The French fry thing.
How that was made, and he was like, I worked 15 minutes more than her, and she did not. He's a liar. She has no IQ. God.
Yeah, he's very good at talking trash about everyone all the time. And he wanted to say more, right? After 3 hours, he could still go strong. Yeah, he said,
let's go. And then, Jordan was like, we can...
Yeah, he asked, what's the time? Okay. And then he was like, okay, we'll do it some other time then. Because he clearly wanted to go in another route.
I mean, all the topics that they were talking about cannot be finished in 3 hours, right? But
how will you
this
do
is
that?
the maximum you are going to get, right? In every podcast, 2.5, 3 hours is suddenly, long form conversations booming.
Yeah.
No more 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minute, fucking 60 seconds and all freaking.
Yeah, it's better. I mean, it's a lot better that it's long form, because then you get to see the person in a different way, definitely.
Yeah, get to know them better.
Yeah, just by the way they speak. Even if they try to kind of hide after 3 hours.
You cannot act for 3 hours straight with no script. I mean, it's so hard to...
Yeah, especially when you have to talk to somebody who's not in on it, So that's why I think it's very good that if he brings Kamala as well, so we can see how she is. Hopefully it doesn't become like a Biden debate again 2.0. How he was just absolutely disabled, and it was revealed to the world that he is not fit. And where did he go, by the way? He's disappeared.
He's still the president of USA.
Yeah, but I haven't seen him.
Actually, though?
Yeah. How did that even... He's gone.
Just chilling for just next 10 days, right? 1 month maximum. It's not even a month, so it's done.
It's 7.
Yeah. And we did for half an hour.
We managed to?
Yeah, it's
just
good.
To talk about the podcast and briefly about the topics.
Yeah. I think that's good enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll find something about Kamala and we'll try to cover her, and then maybe we'll do JD Vance, and then finally... And Tim Waltz.
Maybe. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was thinking you could do Tim Waltz and JD Vance in one just to figure out who these people are.
Because I have no idea who they are, but sure.
Zero idea, actually. I only know...
He came to Theo one, it seems. He talked very humanly, it seems.
Tim Waltz hasn't done that, though. So it can be very, one-sided because of that, though. Because he doesn't allow himself to talk to these people. If he just went and talked, I think it would be better for everyone. Maybe he will do it, but I don't think he will at all.
Yeah.
So,
okay, guys.
Wait, wrap it up like Paul did. Do you remember?
No. What did he say?
Paul did it professionally.
Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe.
If you like, leave a comment.
Yeah.
If you, what a more.
Christian will read it. All the abuse that you want to say about my accent or something. I don't know.
Call me a racist.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, do something fun. Do a backflip in the comments. I don't know, do a cat emoji. I don't care. I always see cats. So we'll see you guys in tomorrow then.